Matt, hey, how are you?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
What did you learn about your team tonight winning a game where you didn't shoot as well as you'd been shooting and your team didn't play as well as they would have liked?
Well, we got some pretty good opportunities, I thought. We didn't, knock down a couple shots early, but we got the ball to the rim and just, didn't finish. And, I thought Valpo did a great job. I thought they did a really good job of bottling us up and spreading us out offensively. And obviously trying to attack our size on the perimeter and knock down some threes. But our guys grinded it out. I thought Sasha was great in the second half. Isaiah just had back-to-back games where he didn't turn the ball over again, made his free throws down the stretch. Trevion got a couple real key baskets for us. But it's one of those things where you got to learn some lessons about preparation and being ready to play, and also able to be a functional player when things don't go your way. Just in the first half, we had guys fouling and just putting them to the free throw line, and then they would foul us. And it seemed like they made all theirs and we missed all ours. You look at the stats and that's not the case, but as a coach, it's how you feel. And we just didn't play smart basketball. And you can't just foul away from the ball and give people points. And we did a lot of that tonight. We have to be better defensively. We have to be smarter on the defensive end. But from an offensive standpoint, it wasn't pretty. But we gave ourselves a chance. We didn't do – Valpo did a great job in the first half rebounding. We obviously did a better job in the second half to win that battle. And then obviously we only had 9 turnovers. And it kind of saved us outside of Sasha really giving us some energy there to start the second half with some made threes, across the board. I think when you kind of look at the game and kind of take a snapshot of it, our ability to rebound the second half and not turn the ball over really helped us.
The stretch where you were able to get the ball inside to Zach in the second half worked a lot better than the first half. Was that just him being better, or was
he wasn't ready to play, and so we're running stuff to get him the basketball, and we were able to do that. And he just messed up some basic things because he wasn't ready. Then the second half, when he got more of an opportunity, he was ready. He caught the ball, he dunked the ball, he caught the ball, made a couple nice moves, got fouled. But at that point, as the game progresses, it's hard to play him. To be frank with you, it's hard to play him because now you want to be able to have a good matchup on the defensive end and have a good matchup on the offensive end. If he's always flipping it where he has the matchup offensively, you live with a lot of that. And that's what we've been able to do. He's been so good on the offensive end, but he's also done some really good things in the defensive end. But you play different teams and you have different matchups, and it's going to present different problems, and you got to be able to adjust. And it wasn't just him. I don't think Trevion adjusted well to when those guys were out there on the perimeter. And our big guys got to do a better job of guarding out. And we just got to keep working on it with him and helping Zach. But more of a focus, and just being prepared. In the first 3 games, he was really ready when he subbed in, to do work and be detail-oriented when he went in. And tonight he wasn't. But he learned from it. I thought he regrouped and gave us some quality minutes in the second half.
Did you get Trevion going offensively the way you want him going?
Well, I think he did some really good things, and then, he doesn't make his free throws. And I think that's frustrating. Obviously, he's put a lot of time into it, and, he's not trying to miss them. But, you look at his stats tonight, if, obviously outside of the 3 that he took that he shouldn't have taken, he's 7 for 14. But then if he goes to the line and makes his free throws, it's a totally different night. And that's the thing that he has to just keep plugging. When you keep putting in your work as a free throw shooter. But he was more productive tonight. I thought he got deeper position. He made some nice passes too. And he was able to be aggressive and go at those guys. So that's what we need. But we also need him from a defensive standpoint, to be able to guard different people, be able to guard in the post, be able to guard in the perimeter. And he had stretches tonight where I thought he was pretty good on defense. Then he had, some other times where at the end, you just let the ball get into the post a couple times. And, you got to give some resistance, and it created a couple good opportunities for Valpo.
Looked like you got a nice little stretch of energy from Mason Gillis. Did he kind of impact the game there in the second half the way you want him impacting game?
Yeah, he gives a, big-time effort. I thought his free throw, offensive rebound was a key play. He had the one perimeter shot that was a good look that didn't go down for him. He got the basket at the rim where he was, very aggressive and went through the guy's chest and scored it. So, yeah, just coming in, bringing energy. That's what we need him to do. I think once we can kind of get into a flow, we need some people to help out our guys that are three-point shooters. And when we don't have that, or someone doesn't play us a certain way, our ability to break people down and create for others. Tonight, we were able to do that and help Sasha, but we got to be able to help all of them. And I know we're talking about Mason here, but, we got some guys that can knock down threes, but we got to work towards, getting those guys clean looks. And, but our guys are trying, but, we're a work in progress right now. But it's hard to get into a rhythm when you shoot a three or two. Those guys that shoot multiple threes, like someone like Sasha, he has earned the right to do it because he plays a lot of minutes. He's earned those minutes. And when you do, you're going to get into a better rhythm. It's harder to get into a rhythm when you play 10 to 15 minutes.
I'm good. Thank you, Matt.
All right.
Mike?
Hey, Matt. Obviously no turnovers for Isaiah, but what else did he give you on the floor tonight?
Well, I thought just, ball control. Not turning the ball over was great. He made a couple nice drives. He got fouled. Just being able to play and, move the ball, get us into offense, and make us free throws. Making us free throws down the stretch is huge. And anytime you are able to fight back and get a lead, the lead seems like it's more to the opponent when they have the lead that they did. And now they're going to be able to, try to put people to the line because we missed free. I thought he did a great job of just not turning the ball over, being aggressive, and, making the right play.
Is there a little bit more maturity to his game right now?
Well, we've played 4 games, right? And in 3 of those, he hadn't turned the ball over, and we won all 3 of those games. In the other game, he had 5 turnovers. So I think he's got 5 turnovers on the season. So in 4 games, which is, numbers wise, that's pretty good. But I think it's a kind of a telltale for our team if we can have, the guy who's bringing the ball up majority of the game. I know, Ethan comes in and sometimes, Isaiah will play off the ball a little bit with him too. And so he handles the basketball. If we can get good guard play and not turn the ball over and make good decisions, it's going to help everybody. And so it's just good to see him, have that 3rd game with no turnovers.
Thank you.
No problem.
Coach Paul Orrin with the Northwest Indiana Times. Sorry, I was talking a lot. I'm sorry if this is bad, but can you just talk about the region connection a little bit? That you had Sasha and Brandon, and then there was Malik and Stephen Helm out there. What do you see from guys from the region, Sasha and Brandon, when you recruit those guys?
I love guys from the region. You get guys that, love to play and blue collar, and I think the coaching in the region's great. I've always liked, recruiting in the region because, guys grow up and, want to come to Purdue and want to play, and it means something to them. But they also have been coached, and they got a level of toughness to them. And it just seems like if you look through the years at Purdue, not just the 15 years I've been here going on 16, you can look back 50, 60, 70 years, and we've had a lot of success with guys that come from the region, getting their degrees and being great players for Purdue.
And then can you just talk about the Valpo game? And they're close. They give you good competition, it seems. Is this something that you guys can revisit?
Well, I thought Valpo outplayed us today. Thought they outplayed us. Thought they outcoached us. I thought Matt did a great job. And put his team in position to win the game. And obviously, they're on the road, and a lot of fouls get called. Obviously, we have a size advantage, but I thought he did an excellent job. And we've always, since I've been here, we probably played Valpo a handful of times. I think we went there once. That was Rob's senior year to play there for Hummel, and then he was hurt, ironically. So, but no, it's we've tried to play in-state teams. You can go down the list. I think we've played every in-state team, in the state since we've been here. We might not have visited everyone. We've played at Indiana State. We've played at Evansville. We've played at Ball State. We play at Valpo. I might be missing somebody somewhere, but so obviously we play Indiana every year, twice now. We've played Butler every other year. So we've always tried to play, in-state teams. And obviously right now in the pandemic, it makes a lot of sense for everybody from a health and safety standpoint to try to play people that are closer.
My final question, Brandon and Sasha are guys that Valpo recruited, and they bet on themselves to come to you to sit a year to get better. What does it say about these two guys that they said, hey, I'm going to go play at the highest level, and they bet on themselves?
Yeah, well, it's a two-way street. Like, you got to find a staff that believes in you, and I think their staff believed in those guys and went after them. And obviously I believed in them. I think Sasha was a guy that we're the only high major school to recruit him, but guys like Sasha has always been successful. I didn't have a scholarship at the time, and I just, when we kept talking with our staff, we just said, like, he can help us, but he can't help us right away because of the people that were here. And so I just was honest with him and just said, hey, if a scholarship comes open, it's yours, but I do not think you can play right away. Matter of fact, we're going to redshirt you right away. And then it's been a natural progression for him. He redshirts, he backs up. He's our 8th, 9th man. And played behind two really good guards, and Carson Edwards and Ryan Klein. And then last year he started a majority of the games, and now you can see, his improvement, not just as a scorer, but also as an overall player. He's got a good feel for what's going on, and when the game slows down for him, he can really move and shoot, and he's really made strides in other areas. And then Brandon was somebody that just kept getting better. Brandon's a worker. I love being around Brandon. He wants to get better, and he wants to improve, and he wants to be coached, just like Sasha. I think that's a great thing when you get guys that want to be coached, and you can get on them, and they know you care about them, and because you want to see them improve and help us win. And so both those guys have been really good here so far at our place. Obviously, they're in different places, with one being a couple years older, but they've both been fun to be around and really worked hard for us.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Joe, go ahead.
Coach, what was the message that you gave to the team in the locker room during halftime?
Quit fouling unnecessarily. Play smart. You're going to have to close out. You're going to have to guard them. You're going to have to move your feet. But embrace the physicality of the game and play harder. I just thought Valpo was quicker to the ball. I thought they played harder. Sure, they made a couple threes, but you go to the free throw line and miss shots, and you go to get some open threes and you miss shots, and you get the ball at the rim and you miss shots. Quit feeling sorry for yourself. You can still get other things done. You can still be a productive player when the ball doesn't go in. Get second chance opportunities. Don't put them to the free throw line. Play defense. Contain the dribble. So just the regular basic things, the regular pillars of the game of basketball. And so when you get young guys, and especially if you get immature guys, sometimes guys are immature in their experience. It's hard for them to get out of their own way sometimes. And we had too many guys just getting in their own way. You've played the game before. You've played good competition before, no matter how old you are. Just play the game the right way. Play without fouling, be physical, but make good decisions. And if you miss a shot, who cares? Just execute and take good shots. And, I just thought we were defunct in those areas, and just kind of put our heads down. And it was great to see some guys really pick us up. Thought Isaiah and, Sasha, Trevion, gave us a spark, and then different guys kind of gave us sparks, throughout that second half. So it was good to see them respond. It was a grinder. We didn't play that well, but I think Valpo had a lot to do with it. They're in a different situation than us. We've had more practices than them. Sure, we have two guys that are out, but when you take the time off they have and then come back, it's been harder on them than it has been us. And then they're playing on the road, and then more fouls are called against them. So you got to tip your hat to them and the effort and just the preparation and the coaching, especially rebounding from only scoring 50 points at UIC. It's hard to pick your guys up and go back on the road again. And they were able to do that. I know it doesn't feel good because they lost, but they're going in the right direction, and hopefully we can learn from some of the things today, and we can go in the right direction too.
So you mentioned, you mentioned Sasha's three-point shooting. For him to be able to come out early in the second half and drop 4 threes like that, how big of an impact did that make on the momentum of the game and the energy of the rest of the team?
Oh, it was huge. It's a game changer. That's why the three-point shot's so valuable. If you don't have guys that can shoot and spread it out. You know, it's really going to help your spacing. It's going to help you when you have good post guys. But, you know, for us, that really gave us some energy. You score the ball that quickly with a couple bang threes, you know, now some things can change. And all of a sudden, you know, you're down 11, now you're down 5 real quick, 2 possessions. And, you know, it really can get your team going. And I thought his ability to shoot really lifted the spirits of our whole team.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, guys.